Today, we're going to look at the 5 steps that hackers use to get into Tornado's cash treasury and pretty much make out with $4 million worth of Torn. What they did was they used a very simple principle of social engineering. And what social engineering is, it's a way to get into systems that are strong, but then what you do is you exploit weakness of human behavior. And typically, you exploit the emotions in order to gain access to sensitive or confidential information. And this is what these hackers did. And they did this with 5 steps, and we're going to go through them right now in a couple of minutes. So, the first thing that the hackers did was they spun up a couple of relays. And what relays are, they're just go-betweens between anybody who wants to deposit or withdraw from Tornado Cash. They use a relay service that can pretty much be set up by anybody. And what these relays do is they increase the anonymity of the person who is depositing or withdrawing from Tornado Cash. And typically, the relays are rewarded with a bit of money, and the relays should also be burning a little bit of Torn as a function. So what the hackers did in the first step was they created relays that were not burning the Torn as they should. And this is the doorway that they use to get into the Tornado Cash system. Because what happens is, one, they create a bunch of relays that are cheating, so to speak. Two, they created a proposal with code that was supposed to prevent relays from cheating in the future. And this proposal was passed because it made a lot of sense. Everybody liked it. Hey, nobody wants relays cheating. And here's how the Tornado Cash community was hacked. Step 3, the hackers created an updated proposal with extremely similar code that was supposed to fix something that was wrong with the previous proposal. And the code was good. The only thing is that it had a backdoor, really small backdoor, easy to miss, especially if you trust the person submitting the code. Hey, these are the guys who are supposed to be stopping the cheaters, the bad guys. So this updated proposal went through a couple of votes and it was passed, and it was integrated into the Tornado Cash code. And that's where the hackers got in. So this new code is up there with a backdoor. So step 4, these hackers activated their backdoor, and with this backdoor, they were able to create a whole bunch of governance tokens, essentially enough governance tokens to give them a supermajority in Tornado Cash. And once they did this, they pretty much had control of the treasury. And step 5, they withdrew $4 million worth of Tornado Cash tokens, and which is absolutely crazy. And so, yeah, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the Tornado Cash code. It was just a bit of clever social engineering that allowed the Tornado Cash community itself to vote in bad code into their system. And once this bad code was there, the hackers generated $4 million worth of Torn, and they withdrew it and pretty much deposited it back to the Tornado Cash mixer, and then they destroyed the governance token. So the good news is that Tornado Cash has control of its governance again, and I guess it's learned a lesson in that, well, don't trust, verify, make sure you go through everything really carefully. And it's easy to say that in retrospect, because normally when hacks happen, it's usually something really small that's happened. And so hopefully Tornado Cash has learned its lesson, and it's unlikely that they'll be able to recover their tokens again. And as for the hackers, they may or may not be able to get scot-free. The problem is that even though they've taken quite a large amount of money, $4 million, it's really difficult to mix. I think large amounts of money is in mixes because most people in Tornado Cash just deposit small amounts. Honestly, it's hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars, no more than that. The problem is that if you deposit a large amount of money into a mixer, you can't withdraw it all at the same time. It'll be obvious it was you who did it. So whoever took this money and has it in the mixer will probably need to take it out really slowly, or everybody's going to know that it's probably that guy. But I personally don't support hackers. I don't think anybody supports hackers. Mixers are pretty much there to help keep innocent people anonymous. We all have good reasons to be anonymous. For one thing, we don't want to get hacked. So that's one really good reason to use a mixer, is you want to anonymize yourself so that nobody has any idea what accounts you own, how much you have, and all that kind of thing. But long story short, those are the 5 steps that the hackers used to get into Tornado Cash. And I guess that's all we have for today. If there's anything else you want to learn about, just drop it in the comments. Let us know what kind of stuff you want to learn about. And until next time.